Baby, you're the one for me. Baby, you were meant for me.
Good morning, guys. It's the final countdown. We are coming down to the end of the year. Here we go.
Baby, you were. I'm madly in love with you.
Oh, yeah. Fourth one here. All right, well, it is countdown time. It is Wednesday, May 23rd, and we only have like, I don't know, 2 weeks of school left. But I'm trying to stay in the moment. We have Memorial Day coming up this weekend, and it's a nice long weekend. I'm just trying to keep those kids involved and engaged through the end of the year, but you know, the struggle is real, guys. You know how that goes. Plus, I have a really super exciting announcement.
With you, never, never let you go.
So this afternoon, I have my second podcast ever, and I'm welcoming my very, very good friend, Charlotte from Apples and Tiaras. So excited, I can't wait to talk to her. We're gonna talk about being a new mommy and how to balance that with a teacher's life, you know, and then moving and changing schools and leaving her best friend, Jennifer. And it's gonna be a fun-filled half-hour genius hour. I'm also super excited to announce the first ever Teacher Tubi Award nominees. This is an award show just for teachers on social media. So Charlotte and I have become super good friends over the past couple months. Like, we talk several times a week, and I just love her Instagram stories. Do you guys watch her Instagram stories? So Charlotte, over in Arizona on Apples and Tiaras, she has a YouTube channel as well. But I think, like most teacher tubers, we've kind of migrated over to Instagram, and we're all pretty active on Instagram stories, and you get to see a lot more detail from our days on our Instagram stories. So I'm very, very excited to talk to Charlotte today, and just like last week, really. I'm excited to just catch up with her and just have a conversation with her. So I started this podcast last week, and the way it came about was like really organic and spontaneous. I've been watching a lot of Sarah Dietschy and, of course, Casey Neistat. Both of them have started podcasts. And I'm like, why, what on earth did they start a podcast for? And on Sarah's first podcast, she had Gary Vee on there. And Gary Vee is the guy that Real Rap went and took his students over to his show and got to be on his show. And I had never heard of him before Reynolds had gone on his show. And then, it's kind of that power of suggestion thing. After he went on there, like, that's all I ever heard, Gary Vee. And then he's on Sarah Dietschy's show, her first podcast, and he talks about doing a podcast and how you can expand your audience. And I started thinking about you guys and teachers and how it would be really cool to be able to drive to work. I'm thinking about myself, drive to work and listen to some teachers talk about teaching, because there's just something about that I love. It's just another language, right, guys? I love talking about teaching, and I love to hear other teachers talk about teaching, and that's why I like YouTube teacher tubers so much and Instagram teachers so much, because I love to just listen to you guys talk about teaching. So I decided to do a podcast. I did a bunch of research on podcast hosts and talked to some friends that are already doing podcasts about how they do it and where they go for hosting, and how they distribute it and market it. And so this is what I came up with. So I decided to go with a company called Simplecast because their interface is, imagine this, very simple. And I also decided to film all of my podcasts and post them on my channel as well. And it was a really good decision because already in the first episode, I had somebody comment on Instagram saying, "Thank you so much for posting this thing." Who we got there? Oh, hi. Hi. Look who it is. Come on, Mrs. Greg. You can do it.
That wasn't so bad.
So we have to push this thing back and forth between our classes every other day.
Sorry.
Oh.
All right.
Baby, you're the one for me. Baby, you are meant for me. I'm madly in love with you. Baby, you're the one for me. Baby, you are. I'm madly in love with you. Baby, one for me. Baby, you are meant for me. I'm madly in love with you.
So Charlotte over at Apples and Tiaras sent me this tiny house project for the end of the year, and the kids right now are building tiny houses using their knowledge about area and perimeter. Let's check it out. So today's egg drop day, and for those of you that have ever done an egg drop, it's where you have your students design a vessel that will protect an egg that is dropped from like a couple of stories high. And we always wanted to do this at this school, and there is a teacher that has done this in her class, but we haven't done it as a school, and Mr. N has to ramp it up just a little bit. So today we're gonna drop them from this. So funny story, this morning I got here and then I had to get some supplies for this thing, and so I ran over to Home Depot, which is just down the street, and when the other teachers got here, they're like, "Where's Darin? Where's Darin? Why isn't he here yet?" So just a few minutes ago, they called me and they're like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine. I'm fine." I showed up here, dropped off my stuff, and then went over to Home Depot to grab some supplies. But they're like, why are you not here? What is going on? Are you in an accident?" So I was fine. All right, so hold on a second. So about a month ago, Casey Neistat, he does these Tech Tuesday reviews because people send him technology all the time. So he unwraps stuff and then he does little tech reviews on it. And one of the things that he reviewed was this fly. So this fly right here is, let me read it. It says, "AirDrop portable accessory for drone." So this thing works, it's pretty interesting. It works, there's a 1,000-meter range, and it'll work on any DJI Phantom series drone, because it attaches to the legs right here. And what it does is it has this, let me take everything out here, has this bracket. And the bracket attaches to your drone right here. Let's see. How's this go? Oh, like this. Oh, my camera's falling. Hold on. Hold on, camera. You, hold on. Okay. 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 So, where did I put that thing? I lost it. I lost it. Oh, here it is. Okay. So this bracket right here, this bracket attaches to your drone. Oh yeah, I see how it goes. It goes like this. So if you can see, it's right here. And then it has this mechanism right here that slides on right here. Like so. Okay? And then right here, there is a bar. Let me start this baby up. Fully charged. And then there's a remote control. Oh, come on, remote control. Okay. Remote control that you hold on to. And let's see if I can get this thing to work. Okay. It's connecting. There we go. So if you see that bar right there, can you tell that it opens? Let's see. Okay, so what Casey did was he attached a piece of pizza and he flew it over to his friend and then dropped the piece of pizza over at him. And immediately I'm like, I could use this for the egg drop. Because I had always wanted to use this thing for the egg drop because it goes like crazy high. But finding a way to release the egg from the altitude was the problem. And this solves that problem. So I'm gonna shoot this thing up 1,000 meters in the air, attach their eggs to it, and then I got some string right here and giant paper clip, and I'm going to attach their egg vessels to this thing, lift it up, push the button, release it, and see if their eggs survive. So that is the plan today, folks. That is the plan today. I also got some caution tape for the crowd control. So egg drop Wednesday. What are you guys doing today? All right, welcome to the 4th grade egg drop. Here we are on the playground. We have a drone right here. Mrs. Greg, student teachers, Mrs. Rath, Reese, and a gaggle of 4th and 5th graders. Here we go. We're gonna take this drone right here, lift that box, take it all the way up here, and drop it. So here we go.
I'm in love with you. Baby, one for me. And for me. I'm in love with you. Never let you go.